And of course, as we just mentioned, drought is still having a substantial effect on grain farming and ranching, and it's also extending up into the Canadian prairies. And the stress is creating confusion on whether crops can be grazed. Well, host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the latest insight. And Shaun, as always, thanks for your time here this morning as well. So what is some of the main confusion that you're hearing about?
Hey, Janet, great to be with you here this morning. Yeah, this drought that is impacting the western United States up into the western Canadian prairies is just, it's kind of mind-boggling to be honest with you. A lot of people under stress, and that creates confusion. And I've been hearing a lot from our audience in terms of ranchers, neighbors contacting them and say, hey, it looks like you don't have much of a crop there. Could we work on a deal where I could graze my cattle to buy myself some time? And a lot of farmers are saying, immediately kind of no, because they've heard something, from other neighbors or on the grapevine, so to speak, and not necessarily understanding what some of the crop insurance rules are. We are seeing in some provinces, like in Saskatchewan, where they are adjusting that lower threshold on the yield number to not negatively impact the farmer. But there seems to be a real lack of trust out there between some grain farmers and the crop insurance provincially, those organizations. So there's a lot of confusion out there right now on what farmers can and can't do.
So what do you recommend the grain farmers and ranchers maybe do to take this on?
Yeah, well, one of the things I would really, really suggest is whether you're the rancher or the grain farmer in this situation, find out what the rules are actually from the field office of the crop insurance organization. So don't just go on what a neighbor told you or what you think you read on Twitter. Contact that field office and find out what those facts are. Just don't make an assumption. And tomorrow on Real Ag Radio, we're going to be talking to Jeff Morrow. He's with the Saskatchewan Crop Insurance Corporation about this very issue because, like I said, they've raised the thresholds on crops like barley from 7 to 14 bushels. So it's not going to be a zero on your crop insurance averages in the year forward. So there's really, really trying to take away some of these rumors that are floating around so that we can get some livestock out onto this, into some of this disaster cropland, so we don't have to cull the cow herd like some are expecting.
All right. Well, Shaun, as always, thank you very much for your insight this morning. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, connecting with us on the phone today. And, of course, you can check on his show, Real Ag Radio. That airs at 4:30 Eastern each weekday afternoon on Rural Radio 147 on Sirius XM. Of course, we'll chat with Shaun again here on the Market Day Report.